In this project, the focus is to create a composite image that looks like a painting or drawing in the style of the pictorialists. To do this, I want to focus on replicating characteristics used by the pictorialists in Photoshop, such as portraits, soft focus, and grainy textures. My sketch and ideas come from exploring the concept of art left untouched in urban environments. My chosen idea, adapted from my sketch, is to create a portrait of myself against a plain brick wall, with mural-styled paintings of nature flourishing over the portrait and wall. The vibrantly colorful mural backdrop, which is spilling over into the plain brick wall, emphasizes the nature of graffiti and murals, which enhance a mundane space into something more exciting and engaging. I found a camera raw filter called Pictorialism Coburn, which is based on the photography style of Alvin Langan Coburn, whose style was influenced by the work of Japanese painters, which he referred to as the style of simplification. This filter turns down the exposure, contrast, sharpening, textures, and clarity. It brings the blacks and shadows up. The dehaze is also turned down to reduce focus and to add a bit of glow. I changed the monochrome setting to color to emphasize my point of bringing color and life to plain walls. I also added a subtle vignette. I did experiment with Photoshop actions, applying the painterly action to a draft composite. The effect creates realistic oil painting texture over your image. This looked quite trippy, but didn't look like a style I wanted to go for. I didn't want my image to look too much like an oil painting because it interfered with the main focus and intention of highlighting graffiti and urban murals in a realistic setting. My original concept was to create a composite portrait of myself with a half happy, half sad face. The sad face was to be against a plain brick wall, while the happy face would have a mural background to indicate the human emotions that can be affected by art in public spaces. Learning to use the Photoshop actions and camera raw filters was really interesting and opened up a world of possibilities for replicating a certain artistic style and applying it to work within a matter of minutes. I also explored a range of tutorials on using double exposure effects on Photoshop to create overlapping images using layer mask and blending tools. I managed to apply these effects successfully in this project and now I'll be able to utilize them in future projects and work.